Hello, bookish friends of the internet. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name's Drew, and this is Drew's Ambitious Reading. Today's video, I'm going to be bulk filming a lot today because I have a few videos I need to catch up on. Like I have my wrap up for November, and then today's video is going to be a November book haul slash a little bit of a library book haul. There's some library books that I've checked out recently. I have more on my TBR cart over there, but I thought it would be too long of a video if I showed you all my books, so I'm gonna do a separate video of all the library books I have checked out currently. So I did that earlier this year and you guys really seem to love it. So behind me I have my letterboard, so here is the video for today. It is my November book haul 2021, and I know that's backwards for you guys. I'm so sorry, I don't know how to fix that. But anyways, let's get started without further ado. As always, in my book haul, I always love to start off and talk about my current read, and love to find out what you guys are currently reading. I'm currently reading one book at the moment because I don't know how y'all can do multiple books at the same time. But the book I am currently reading is for the Merry Bookmas Readathon, and that's happening from the 1st all the way to the 31st. So it's happening all month. I've already made an announcement slash my TBR video. I'll leave that up above or down below. But I'm currently reading Gods and Monsters by Shelby Mahern. This is the third and final book in the Serpent and Dove trilogy. I am absolutely loving it. I wish I tabbed a little bit more in the beginning because there was so many amazing quotes so far. And I'm only 145 pages into this book. Like, it is fantastic. I cannot stop reading it. I literally was on page 100 when I was FaceTiming a few of my friends tonight, and now I'm on 145. So I read about 45 pages tonight, which is not bad. My goal is to at least, I started this today, well technically last night when I was at work, but it was like midnight, so it still counts as today. So 145 pages for my first day of reading this thick ass book. Not bad. So I'm currently reading this. I won't talk much more about this one just because we do have a lot of books to talk about today, but this is the finale and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm hoping that this will be my December wrap up. Okay, now let's just jump into our library book haul. So these are the 7 books that I've checked out from my public library the other day. So these are the 7 books I checked out recently, and let's just fly through these, shall we? So first up, I have You Can Go Your Own Way by Eric Smith. This is a new book by Eric Smith. I read his, I don't know if it was his debut novel, but I read his previous book, Don't Read the Comments, and I absolutely loved it. I believe I read that back in like January of this year. It was amazing. I gave it 5 stars. And I know Jesse from Jesse the Reader, he recently read this book, and actually it was what made me pick this up at my library. So this is what I have checked out currently. It's super short. I just checked out the audiobook from my Hoopla, so hopefully I'll get around to this. And I feel like this is a perfect month to read it because Jesse from Jesse the Reader, he said there were some Christmas scenes in here, so I'm like, perfect month to read it because it's December 2nd as I'm filming this. So yes, very excited to get to this soon. Then I have another November new release, and that's Roxy by Neil Shusterman and Jared Shusterman. This is the same author duo who wrote Dry, which I have not read yet, but I hear mixed things about both books, especially this one. My friend Lori, she bought this, and I believe she DNF'd it because it was like a lot of talk about drugs and whatnot. So I know that's one of the trigger warnings. And I know from Storygraph it said it's a slow-paced book, which I don't like slow-paced books. But this is a new release, and I love Neil Shusterman. So even though I haven't read Dry yet, but I might read Dry and Roxy this month. And if I don't like them, I'll unhaul Dry, and then I'll just return this back to the library. But this one I don't know much about either. So sorry for no summaries. The next book is the final book in the duology, and I'm so excited for this one. I'm totally reading it soon once I can get my hold on an audiobook for it. And that is A Psalm of Storm and Silence by Roseanne A. Brown. I freaking loved book one, A Song of Grace and Runes. I want to say I read that last year during the summertime and absolutely loved it. I fell in love with the world, fell in love with the stories, and then I read the prologue of this just to see like where we pick up from, and oof, I should not have read the prologue because now I want to read this even though I'm in the middle of Gods and Monsters right now. But this is the sequel / finale to this duology, and this one I must get to in December because it's one of the many like duologies I have that I want to wrap up. So I hope I can get my hands on the physical copy. So yeah, this is what I have checked out. And then we have Let Me Hear a Rhyme by Tiffany D. Jackson. This one I'm also super excited about. Count how many times I say excited. This one is Tiffany D. Jackson's like third or fourth book. I read Grown, Monday's Not Coming, White Smoke, so this will be my fourth book. Wow, I cannot do math tonight. I love each and every one of them. I want to say my favorite so far is Monday Not Coming, but this I hear might take the cake. This is set in Brooklyn, 1998, and it deals with a rap star who has passed away. And I think it's like a murder mystery cold case that is happening or something like that. So I'm curious to see what would happen in here because I know there's some like LGBT characters in here too. So we love that rep. And yeah, I'm just super excited to get to this, and if I love it, I will definitely put it in my own collection. The next book is also another finale, and that is A Tale of Sorcery by Chris Colfer. This is the third and final book, which I didn't know this was the third and final book at the time. At the time, I thought this would just be a 6-book series like his original series, which his original series is, what is it? The School, no, not the School for Good and Evil. The Land of Stories. Wow, took me a minute. The Land of Stories series, that's a 6-book series. I read all 6 of them over the couple past year and absolutely loved them. So I cannot wait to read the finale of this series. Then I have Yolk by Mary H.K. Choi. I know my friend Heather and Sydney wants to try and buddy read this one this year. So hopefully this month we can buddy read this book, girls. I would love to do it. YA contemporary. Another YA contemporary we have is Our Way Back to Always by Nina Marino. This is her newest book. Her first book was, what was her first book? Oh, I forgot. Don't Date Rosa Santos is her first book. I really enjoyed it. I read it last summer, loved it, gave it 5 stars. I sadly don't own a copy of it, but I have this one and it's her newest one, and it just sounds so cute and so fun. So jumping into the books that I've actually bought this month, we have a lot. I'm so sorry, this is going to be a long video, so grab some snacks and hang in tight. First up, I have a comic. I don't know if this is a comic book or if it's a graphic novel. It's hard to tell. But I have The Giant Lore Olympus Volume 1 by Rachel Smith. This is the #1 webtoon phenomenon. I have never heard of this series or like webtoon at all before BookTube. Everyone on BookTube was anticipating this, and everyone was saying, oh, you will love this, Drew. It has some nice end pages right here, and then it also has some interesting illustration going on like this, some of the illustration. So it seems like it's going to be a very fast and interesting read. And I know it's Haiti and Persephone retelling, I believe, as well. So we love a good retelling on this channel. And then Volume 2 comes out in February, I believe. So if I love this one, you might see Volume 2 later this year. Next up is my Core Reads book club pick for the month of December. I almost said August. I don't know why. Core Reads book club pick for December. I also featured this in my Merry Bookmas Readathon announcement, and that is Gilded by Marissa Meyer. This is a first book in a duology, which is interesting because Marissa Meyer is known for her longer series and for her standalone. So I have all of Marissa Meyer's books in my collection now. She's one of my auto-buy authors. I love her writing to death. I literally devoured Instant Karma last year. So I was so happy when she said she's writing another book. And this is another retelling. I think it's Rumpelstiltskin. I searched that. I'm so sorry. But We didn't know this was the first book in a series. We thought it was this a YA fantasy standalone like she normally does, but she announced recently that there's going to be book 2, and it's titled Cursed, and that one will come out in November of next year. So definitely I want to try and read this in the month of December. And then also books I want to read in the month of December / books I'm very excited to get my hands on. We have Girls of Fate and Fury by Natasha Neong. This is the 3rd and final book in the Girls of Paper and Fire series. I'm not sure what the title of this trilogy is called, but I want to try and reread book 1 and 2 this month and then jump into the finale. It is so thick. I am so nervous for it. I'm so nervous to see what's gonna happen, because the novel, who's I think is underneath Little Brown Company on Instagram, has been teasing us all month of November with quotes that are either like gasping quotes or quotes that I know I'm gonna like mark up and tab. So I am not prepared for this book. I love book 1 and 2. I got book 1 from Owl Crate, and then I just bought book 2 and 3 on my own. And yeah, definitely one that I'm sad to say goodbye to, but I know this will be a 5-star read for me. Next book is a sequel in a trilogy as well, and that is Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. This one I haven't read yet, but I'm definitely eager to get to it. I read book 1 last month and absolutely fell in love with it. And the cliffhanger, oh my gosh, I don't know how you guys waited years for this sequel. So I got this at Target. It's in beautiful hardcover condition, and I'm, again, ecstatic to get to it. I'm curious to see where we pick up from book 1, and I know this is one of my friends Charlie's favorite new series, so definitely have high hopes for that. Then one of my most anticipated reads of the whole year is Tonic by Brandon Sanderson. I finally have this in my hands. I am so excited. This is the 3rd installment of the Skyward series. There's going to be 4 books, so we have 1 more coming next year. I'm not sure when, most likely in the fall, because that's when these books have been coming out. I'm really ecstatic for this one as well. It's shorter than I anticipated, but I would love to do a reading vlog of all my most anticipated read of November. So if you would like that, let me know down below. Speaking of reading vlogs, my Thanksgiving vlog will be coming. It's just taking a while to edit. Anyways, this is the 3rd book in the Tonic Skyward series. It's a sci-fi set in space, and I love the characters to death, and I cannot wait to see where we pick up from this book. Next book I have is another 3rd and final book in a trilogy, and that is The Gentleman's Guide to Scandal and Shipwrecks by Mackenzie Lee. Again, 3rd and final book in this trilogy. Again, I've already read 1 and 2. And again, I really enjoyed them, and I cannot wait to get to this. This definitely have LGBT characters in it. It's pretty chunky for a 3rd and final book, so I'm interested to see how this series is going to wrap up. Another series I'm interested in seeing how this wraps up is Auroras End by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Again, I read book 1 and 2. Absolutely loved them. I love them so much that I spray painted book 2 and book 1 and 2, and now I'm gonna spray paint book 3. So I'll try and put those in reading vlogs for you guys. But again, I had an arc of this from NetGalley, and I just never got around to reading it. So now that I have a physical copy and the audiobook, I definitely want to get to it this month and try and wrap up this series. I have so many series I would like to wrap up in 2021, and we only got one more month to do it. Next book I actually did read, and that was You've Reached Sam by Dustin Teo. This one I read an arc of, so it's not as beat up as the beautiful hardcover is. Again, I got this at Target. Well, I bought it online, but still it has the Target sticker. This was absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait to talk about this in my November wrap-up. Just know I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It wasn't a 5 stars like I thought it would be, but I still overall enjoyed this. Next, I have a book that just came today, so I was kind of waiting to film my book haul in order to have this book in here. And we have You'll Be the Destiny by Karen McManus. This is Karen McManus' new book, and it's set into the world of One of Us is Lying. And I love that universe, so I'm so excited to dive back in and see who we follow and what's gonna happen. The next I got is from Owl Crate. We don't have an Owl Crate November box yet because it won't come till mid-December, sadly. But one of the exclusive editions I got in November was Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong. This is the second and final book in these Violent Delights duology. Again, another series I've read and absolutely love. Well, I gave book 1 a 3.5 out of 5 stars, but I cannot wait to read this. My friend Taylor literally just bought this book today at Target, so we're definitely gonna better read this one this month, and I'm so excited to see how this series will wrap up. And then my 3 book of the month choices I have from book of the month, obviously. So my main pick I got was The Keeper of the Night by Kylie Lee Baker. I hear nothing but amazing things about this YA pick, and I'm excited. This is a first book in a new series, and it's the author's debut novel, and it's getting so much buzz. And I do have the audiobook of this from Hoopla, so hopefully I'll get to this in December. Another audiobook I have from my Overdrive is The Hunting Party by Lucy Foyle. I read the guest list earlier this year and absolutely loved it. Gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Said I'm going to read this for the Merry Bookmas read along, which I didn't put in my video, but I believe I put it in my description box. But can't wait to read this. It looks so good. It sounds so good on the back. And I just can't wait to read a thriller this month. And then on the opposite spectrum, I can't wait to read The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. This is her first book in a series. I'm not sure how long the series will be. As of right now, it looks like it's a duology. So I'm curious to see how this one will go. And it's very popular on TikTok, and it's getting a lot of hype right now as well. And then the final 2 books are graphic novels that I have, so I will be reading these sometimes in December, and that is Graceling, the graphic novel by Kirsten Cashore, and adapted and illustrated by Garth Hens. Again, it has beautiful, stunning images throughout it. I cannot wait to relive this book again. I reread Graceling earlier this year and absolutely loved it. Gave it 5 stars, so I'm excited to see how this would translate to a graphic novel. And then this one I'm super excited to get to. It's by a favorite author of mine, and this is an Owl Crate exclusive edition with no dust jacket on it, mind you. And that is Extraordinaries Volume 1, A Villain Story by V.E. Schwab. This is set in the same world as Vicious and Vengeful, which I don't know where... Oh, Vengeful's right under my knee. Vicious and Vengeful, so I definitely want to reread Vicious and then read Vengeful for the first time, and then I'm gonna read this. So got a lot of V.E. Schwab to catch up on, and I'm so excited to do so. And yeah, it's a graphic novel with stunning illustrations. Like, those are the illustrations for ya. But yeah, this is the final book in our November book haul. Super short graphic novel, easy to knock out for the New Year's or this year. So yeah, there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a November book haul, and I love watching book hauls and seeing what everyone else have got. And this one is actually a rather like medium-sized book haul, like a decent size, unlike my last 2 months. I'm so excited to read all of these. I cannot wait to see what these series has in store for me, and I cannot wait to see what December brings us. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you are happy, healthy, and safe, and I hope you guys will be kind to one another. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button, turn your notification on so you don't miss any new videos, and hit the like button, as it will always help me out. Leave a comment down below if you would love to buddy read any of these books with me this month. I'm always down for a buddy read. And let me know down below if we got any of the same books this month. I would love to know what you guys got in the month of November, and I'll chat with you guys down in the comments. Bye guys, love you.